Guys, today we're gonna hit a Pilates wall ball workout. So you just need a Pilates mini ball, playground ball, block, pillow, and a little bit of wall space. This is gonna be a core workout that really cinches the waistline, and you do not have to lift your head, neck, or shoulders up for it. So it's really great if you don't like to do that, or you've got any shoulder or neck tension when you work the core. That shouldn't be an issue here. And it's gonna be a different kind of workout, so we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. So, like I said, we need that ball and some wall space in your mat, and we're gonna get going. So we're gonna lay it down on the back. You ready for a challenge? This is gonna require quite a bit of endurance. So let's measure the arms first. The arm position is going to be the same the whole time. So let's get this set up, and then we'll put everything together with the movement. So hands are coming planted on the wall with your fingers pointing straight down. Elbows stack over the shoulders, and I want you to push into the wall actively. So it's just a little bit of pressure that helps us slide our shoulders down and connect to this waistline area. So when you push into the wall, you should be able to feel your shoulder blades pull down and your ribs press into the floor. Okay, so let's add the ball now. So lifting those hips up, the ball's gonna go underneath your lower back. So not your butt, but a little higher up on your back. And then you'll tuck your tailbone. So we do not wanna arch the back, scoop the hips under, bring the legs to tabletop, and then place the hands on the wall. So that is your setup. Whenever anything becomes too much, you can come right back to this position. Okay, we're gonna start with some toe dips. So paying attention to this rib cage waistline area, staying anchored down into the mat as we start to dip the toes one at a time towards the floor. Okay, as you do this, move the whole leg away from you and then down. So you move from your hip rather than dropping your heel really close to your butt to lower the leg. Yeah, so keep your foot at the same height as you take the leg down. And the breathing is inhale to lower and exhale to lift. So this whole class is going to be progressive. So everything, each round, each new exercise is gonna get a little bit more challenging. So we're gonna work with endurance. So even if this is not super crazy hard for you just yet, believe me, I'm gonna get you there. So just hold on and establish good form so that we get to kind of your, threshold. You're able to hold on to it a little bit longer than if we didn't hold our proper C curve, our proper alignment in this rib wheel area that we're working today. Okay, so we're gonna go for a couple more, and each round is going to end with an isometric hold. Okay, last one. Now everybody is going to bring your right leg down to a hover just off the mat. Tuck your hips, pull your rib cage to the floor. We're gonna hold. So making sure we're holding like this cinching waist feeling. The lower abs and upper abs are meeting, and we're pushing the hands into the wall to slide the shoulders down, pulling the lats down. Okay, we're gonna switch the hold. So right leg tabletop, left leg low to 45. Draw your belly button in. So to work that isometric action, you really gotta suck the stomach muscles in right here. Squeeze your abs to your back. Good work, guys. Okay, so we're gonna layer on a little bit harder. Legs tabletop, hips distance. You're gonna both legs dip down. Both legs lift up. When the legs lower, that is going to challenge your mid-back to stay down. If your mid-back lifts, then I want you to stop before it does. So maybe you stop here and you press into the palms, you pull your ribs into the mat, and then you lift. Okay, if you have the ability, then take it a little bit lower. Okay, we're gonna inhale, lower. Exhale, pull the belly in and lift. I'm starting to feel the shakes. So I want you to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Working to relax the facial muscles and the neck. So when we exhale through the mouth, I'm trying to get you to relax those areas so that we're not holding tension in the teeth or the jaw. So try to keep a little space between your teeth so you're not gritting as we do this. Okay, the next ones are isometric hold. So re-scoop your pelvis, take your legs as low as you can where your back ribs right here have not lifted. Push your hands through the wall and challenge yourself, but maintain the form. Oh yeah, I'm shaking. I love it. That core is working. Hold on to it, maybe go an inch lower. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And to tabletop. Don't rest those legs. You know it's good when the voice starts to vibrate and shake. Okay, single leg stretch. So when the knees return to tabletop, try not to bring them into the chest. So just knees over hips. Right leg goes out to 45 degrees. Push the hands into the wall, pull the ribs down, and then we'll switch. But rather, knee over tabletop, rather than the knee all the way in. So the reason I'm having you do that is when the knee comes all the way in, it's going to be easier. And I want this to be more of a challenging class today. Okay, if you want a little bit more here, the leg that straightens, you'll bring that lower. Okay, it can go as low as barely on the mat, as long as you do not let that natural curve reappear in the low back. So draw the top of the pelvis up towards the chest. And you're going to have to repeat that action. So just because we set it up at the beginning of class doesn't mean your hips will still be like that. You've got to check in with the body and make sure it hasn't moved, and it probably will. That's why I repeat myself, because things fatigue or we start to focus on a different area of the body, and then we're no longer working that other area. I know Pilates has a lot of layers, especially my classes, and sometimes it is useful to just focus on one thing at a time if things are too much, and then you build on that. So today what I'm really focusing on for you is the rib cage, pulling that down and tucking the pelvis under. So you'll hear me say those a few times. Ooh, starting to sweat, guys. Okay, and if you don't already feel it, this is gonna be bonus tricep work. So as you push into the wall, you're holding some tension in the arms. Okay, are you ready for our isometric hold? So let's send the right leg long, the left leg to tabletop. Reinforce the scoop of the hips. Push through the palms and draw the shoulders down. And pull the belly button in. Like you're trying to zip up a pair of pants that do not zip up. Pull the waistline up. Good work, guys. Love the shake. Okay, we're gonna switch sides, so slowly without that ball shaking around. Right leg tabletop, left leg 45 degrees. Already, re-tuck the hips. Work deeply, belly in, shoulders down. Good, try to continue to breathe and not grip here. Okay, we're gonna take this into double leg stretch. So both legs tabletop, pointed toes, hips distance, and parallel. So we're not squeezing the knees together today. Okay, tucking the hips under. We're gonna reach the legs out to 45 degrees. Pressure through the palms, and then knees back to tabletop. Good, so one other thing I haven't really mentioned too much today is the stability of the ball. So I want you to move at a pace that keeps the ball still. Okay, so you're trying to work something called hip stability. And to keep the ball still, you'll most likely have to move a little bit slower than you're used to, unless you do a lot of my classes. Then you know we usually move pretty slow through motions. Okay, and then test where your legs need to extend at what diagonal is challenging, yet you can maintain the form. I'm going to take an inhale through my nose on the way out, and an exhale on the way in. Okay, you can always modify by sending the legs straight up, or at a really high diagonal, or not fully extending the legs. So those are some options if this is feeling like you cannot keep your ribs down. Okay, we're going to do a couple more here. And now we're going to extend those legs. Let's go low. Hold, scoop the pelvis, press through the hands, and release the neck. Oh yeah, have we built up? We're quite harder than where we started. Good for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to tabletop. Okay, straight legs. Scooping the belly button in, right leg's gonna lower to 45 degrees, and then simultaneously as the left leg lowers, the right leg lifts. I do not want you to be thinking of flexibility for this one. So just like when the leg was in tabletop, I want you to stop the leg over the hip rather than bringing it towards your face. That is gonna make it harder on the core. You know, and bringing the leg towards the face has nothing to do with whether that's right or wrong. It's totally fine to do that. It's just what we're trying to get out of the class. And since today the class is core, I'm gonna have you stop your leg over the hip in order to increase the intensity. Okay, anyone who needs to modify, you can bend your knees to do this. And you can make the range of motion smaller. So you can stay more towards the ceiling like this, no problem. Okay, otherwise I want you to get straight, strong legs. Point those toes. How are we feeling? Good, check in with yourself. Okay, let's take that hold. So right leg is straight down at 45 degrees, left leg to the ceiling, pull the navel in. So give me that little isometric contraction in the low belly, like someone's poking you in the stomach and you're like, stop it. Good, press the ribs down, press through the hands. Good work, guys. Good, hold that leg low. This is building up the endurance of that core. Okay, slowly switch. Left leg 45, right leg straight up, and then scoop through the pelvic wheel, pull the ribs in and down, and press through those palms. I am shaking. Feels good. We're working to those deep, deep abs, the transverse abdominals. Okay, we're gonna go double leg, straight leg stretch. So both legs are straight up. You can always modify by bending the knees and doing this. So feel your pelvis position and your ribs positioned. We're gonna inhale lower. Make sure the ribs are down, and then exhale, lift. Good, you can take this with your legs together or hips distance parallel, and you can play with what feels better on your body. So the tuck of the pelvis is what is adding some resistance for the abs and making it more challenging, putting it all in the belly. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Good, I'm definitely feeling like it's harder for me to keep my ribs down here. So I'm going to shorten the range of motion and make sure when I'm at my low point that I can feel the pressure. So when you take your legs down, that's when I want you to work the actions of the core that we set up at the top. This is where it's hard to scoop the hips and lace the ribs. So that's where I want you to really work it. That's how you're gonna get stronger. Good, and let's create some space in between the neck and the shoulders at the bottom too. Good work, guys. We're gonna do 2 more. Up and down. Take your time, no rush. Okay, last one. Okay, you know what we've got? We've got our hold. So find the C curve in the spine. Lower your legs to a place that you can hold the work. Smile, breathe. Breathing into the ribs and out of the ribs. I want you to wash, rinse, repeat these actions. Tuck your hips, pull your ribs down. Do it again, not just one time. Work deeper and deeper. Trying not to release. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the legs up. Okay, take a breath. We're gonna play around a little bit with some crisscrosses with our legs really low. The shoulders are down. We're positioning our spine. Take the legs to your challenge point, and we're gonna crisscross those legs. Now we're also playing with the hip stability. So we can't use momentum or we're gonna fall off the ball. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips distance and we lift. Okay, we got 2 more things. This time we're gonna go little flutter kicks. So abdominal muscles engaged before we take the legs down, and then little kicks. But they're slow kicks instead of fast, because we've got the ball. So, and I want you to keep the ball still. Don't roll off the ball. Pull the abs in. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs together, we lift. Okay, we got some crisscrosses right here. Are you ready? This is our last thing. So find the work. Hold on to it. Lower the legs. First position, we're going little heel beats. Click, 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 click. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. You can fire those glutes and those inner thighs if you want a little extra pizzazz. But remember, no momentum. Okay, work your form. And let's go for it. We're gonna do a lot, okay? We're firing out through the end. Beat, 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 beat. You got it. Good. If you need to lift the legs, you can lift the legs. If you can lower them a little bit more, let's go for it. We're gonna do 20. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We lift. And we set the legs down. And the arms. You guys did amazing. Oh my gosh. I can't move. Should we stretch? I think so. So move the ball out. Oh my goodness. Set the ball aside. Let's just hug the knees into the chest for a second. You guys killed that. It was like 20 minutes of straight core, and we did not take a break. That is some serious endurance for the abs. Good. Okay, we're gonna take a little spine twist. So put your feet down for a second. Move your hips to the left. You might feel a little crooked. Bring your knees to your chest, and then let the knees go right. Okay, and then we're gonna take a big twist to the right, or sorry, to the left, and hold the knees down with the right arm. Okay, try to turn your chest to the left. Breathe into it. Good, and then release. Okay, hips are gonna come to the right side of the mat, but don't move your chest. Knees come in, and then send the knees over to the left. Oh my gosh, my back is cracking. And then we're gonna turn the upper body over to the right. Whoa, I don't know if you heard that, but it was loud. I guess I needed it. Good, and then let's bring it through center. Okay, I want to open up through the front of the hips. Since we touched them a lot, we contracted them, let's try to stretch them out. So roll over on to your belly, face on the floor. Look over to the left. You're gonna bend the left foot towards your tush and push your hips forward into the mat. So now we're doing kind of like the opposite action that we've been doing and opening up through the hip flexor. Okay, let's just switch it out. So right foot in, push your hips forward, pull the heel to the low back. Good, and then release. Okay, tucking that tailbone under, hands underneath the shoulders, and let's scoop through the hips and come up into a nice stretch. And then I want you to take some big neck circles all the way around the whirl, loosen things up. And then you're gonna reverse them, other way. Good, last one. And bring it to center. Okay, roll it on up. You guys did so awesome. I hope you had a great workout and had some fun and did something you had never done before. Clearly, we worked up a sweat. If you haven't before, please subscribe to my channel. It just helps people find me. It's absolutely free, and it just tells YouTube, hey, this girl has some awesome Pilates workouts. Come work out with her. So I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, if you share it with your friends, and I really cannot wait to work out with you on the next one. Let me know in the comments how this went, and if you want to see something specific on the channel. I love some ideas and feedback. Bye guys, see you on the next one.